Hello and welcome to the Northern Power Futures podcast, Youthquake Edition, where I, Simone Rocha, am going to be talking to some of the fantastic young people on this year's traineeship programme in partnership with the Liverpool City Region Combined Authority and the Good Business Festival. Youthquake is 100% about making a difference to young people's lives. So it's and also for the community. So I'm going to go straight into the what did I call you last time? The maestro. This time I think you're the empress of Youthquake. Chelsea, tell us about you and about this fantastic programme.
So my name's Chelsea Rutherford. I am an employability tutor at the Learning Foundry, and we are part of a new project, which is a traineeship project for 16 to 18-year-olds in the Liverpool City region to enhance their employability skills and to also make a difference in their community. So we have amazing young people with us. We've got 11 young people on board who are ready to take charge of their futures, as well as take charge of their communities and make a real impact in their communities. So I am so happy to be here, Simone, and I'm so happy to hear all our young people's voices and put them on the map as people who are going to make a difference.
Absolutely. And I'm going to shoot straight into these fantastic young people. So I'm going to just go round the group. Just tell us what your name is, where you're from, and what you want to get out of Youthquake and what it means to you. Marcus, I'm going to come to you first because you've come off mute.
So I come from Maghull. I want to get like an apprenticeship out of the programme in like construction and stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. And Bethany.
What I want to get out of it is like confidence and to pass me maths and hopefully apprenticeship. And like what it means to me is like I want to make a difference to the community.
Brilliant. What type of apprenticeship are you looking for, Bethany?
To go into health and social care.
Fab. Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia Dade and I'm from Holland, and I'm hoping to get an apprenticeship in either business admin or something to do with marketing. And I want to get out of there like some get skills and knowledge that I want to like get a better career and to get my face out there on some of the issues that a lot of people my age and older generations go through.
Brilliant. Thanks, Olivia. Tom.
I'm Tom. I'm from Sefton and I'm hoping to get an apprenticeship out of this within like IT or prosthetics.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. And Abby?
I'm Abby. I'm from Knowsley. And I want to complete my qualifications, like get me maths and English and hopefully get an apprenticeship out of it.
Wow, fantastic. A lot of pressure on maths. That's scary, isn't it? Maths. Oh, God. Listen, I think one of the things that I know that you are so passionate about within the Youthquake programme is the things that happen in your local area. And I know that this is, full disclosure here, we're recording this in early February. So this is week 3. And we're going to come back and follow up on the conversation in a few weeks' time. So we're quite new on the programme here, and I know some of the things are just unfolding. But what are the big issues that you've been discussing in your sessions at Youthquake? Olivia, you talked about community. What are the big things that are jumping out for you?
Two of the main issues that I see is youth crime, in particular with knife crime. I've lost like a few people I know myself. And quite a few friends have lost like brothers and like boyfriends or people that they care about. And I feel like as the years go on, it should be getting less, but it's getting more of an issue. So that's like a big thing. And a lot of the unemployment and poverty, like where I live in particular, there's the majority of the area is on benefits or receiving some kind of help, but they still can't manage enough to feed the kids or to get a job or to pay the rent. And even though they're getting the help, it's still like a big issue. So those two things probably.
Thanks, Olivia. Anyone else like to come in of the things that you've been talking about in your groups?
I was going to talk about drug abuse and homelessness.
And was that you, Tom, as well, or was that you, Marcus?
I was looking into sort of doing the program for younger people to help get them into like proper employment, because something I didn't know about where I live is according to like this like overview statistics sheet that I got from like when joining the course. Apparently 36% of people aged 16 to 74 are in full-time employment within the Sefton area, compared to the 39% across the UK as a whole, which is something I didn't even know about until now, that it was actually less than average. We'll be looking into helping people find like proper employment around like this area.
And Marcus,
I was gonna say like poverty and stuff, because you see it quite a lot, but it's not that big around where I am. But like you see it in like town and stuff and everything.
and Bethany, anything else that you want to add in? Because we talked about some massive issues here.
Yeah, I think like teenagers like need more stuff to do. Like there should be more youth workers, like to get them off the street.
So why do you think, these, I say the big issues here, youth crime, unemployment, drugs, homelessness, more activity for young people and more engagement for young people. Why do you think it is so important that young future leaders, influence of your age should be involved in making these big decisions?
I think it's because we're the future generation. So we're going to have a massive impact on if we have kids or even younger siblings. They'd also be involved with it. But because we have to grow up in it, so this is going to be our future. Like the way the world's going to be around us is the way we're going to grow up in it.
Anyone else like to add into that? Because that's a brilliant statement. That's like you taking ownership. I want to lay out what the future of my Merseyside city region looks like. I want to lay my own future and lay my own path.
I think that it gives like older generations and older people that are in the authority a different approach, because we see it as, these youth are obviously committing crimes, they're doing bad things, they're hurting each other, but then we see it in a different way as we grow up with this, so we know that to them it's a defense mechanism rather than they want to go out and commit that crime. And I think a lot of it is like they want to prove a point. So then if we can get it across to like the police or other people that like it's not how they think it is, even though it is a bad thing, it's a lot different to how they think. And then I think them having that different approach, it can give them a different way to prevent it.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's one of the things we champion across Northern Power Futures is having more seats at the table and more representation of very influential meetings to have more younger voices at, because you will see things from a different perspective. You will see things in a different way that potentially people at the top don't always see. So it's so important for me and so critical that your voices are heard. Anything else? Is this something that you would have thought about before you came on this programme? Is this new to all of you, or any of you involved in kind of work in the community before?
When I was in school, I did a programme with a local youth workers, and it was with the police as well, and it was about knife crime. It was just like a 2-week kind of thing, but I've done that before, so I think like the issue that I see kind of stemmed from that, because it's like a little thing that like I keep seeing and keep wanting to like change.
If there was one thing that at the end of this programme that you would want to take forward, the one thing that you would like to change, what would that be?
Mine would definitely be like the knife crime and like trying to prevent it in some way.
Marcus, did you have something?
I was going to say, like, helping people in poverty and stuff.
And is that for all of you? This is something that has totally opened your eyes as being part of this programme? Do you believe that you can be part of that change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
I think one thing, Simone, the other day that Olivia was saying that was quite powerful, actually, listening to it, was I asked them to do an activity where they saw themselves on a bus, and what did they observe through their eyes and things that they would want to change when they sit on a bus and go to their nearest city centre or nearest town. And some stuff that Olivia was coming out with. Well, Olivia, do you want to tell Simone and tell the listeners exactly what you said? Because I thought it was a powerful thing what you were saying. Mainly surrounding the investment as well in the area that Olivia lives in. So do you want to mention it, Olivia?
Yeah, where I live, it's quite like run down, and it's like over 60% of like the people that live here, they're all over 50 or over 45. So they've kind of got comfortable in how like everything is. So there's not been like much change for like the younger generation. So like for me to go out to work, there's nothing here. Like there's no jobs, there's no like not even like part-time jobs. There's like one or two every now and again. But obviously by then it's not really something I can do. So the only kind of jobs like I can get, they're out of the city, so we have to travel to work. And then I feel like there needs to be a lot more in the surrounding areas, like more built up kind of things, so that a lot of people have more opportunity. Because I think that's where like the big poverty issue kind of stems from, the fact that there is no opportunity.
Yeah, and you were mentioning, wasn't you, about obviously the biggest place next to you is Liverpool, and a lot of investment goes into the Liverpool city centre, and you felt a bit, didn't you, like Widnesstone or Halton don't really get as much investment, and the landscape of it, you just feel like it's completely different level compared to the city. That's what you were saying as well, wasn't it?
And like you're in the countryside, even though it's literally a 20-minute drive.
But it's probably what you're saying as well, is you want it to be fairer. You want it to be fairer across all of the regions, so that the spread of that investment will give greater opportunities to all of you.
Yeah.
Anything else? Got anything to throw as to why the leaders and the people in power should listen to you guys? One thing anyone want to share?
I'd honestly would say because we're growing up in this sort of like environment, just like how everyone else is living through it. But I feel like, I don't know who said this before, like before we came on, but it feels like we all, like people around our age, it feels like we have a lot more years ahead of us to like get involved in this sort of stuff. It's like help change. I feel like we have more of a opportunity for this now. And considering like all like technology and that advancing, we have like better ways of handling this sort of stuff.
And I think this is what I think so exciting about this program as well, is it brings together really impressive young people like yourselves, every single one of you, that you can all be part of this change. And I think from an employer perspective, from a region perspective, from a city perspective, I think it's quite exciting. I think that, Chelsea, you brought this cohort together of a group of totally awesome young people. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you in a few weeks' time, when I can hear the change that you will have already started to make, because that's inevitable. You're 3 weeks into the program, and look at how you're looking to use your power and voice already. Thank you so much for being part of today's podcast. We really appreciate you joining the conversation on the Northern Power Futures podcast. Thank you to Abby, Bethany, Marcus, Olivia, Tom, and Queen Chelsea. And we will see you again in a few weeks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The team of young people then set to work to design a business that would help address some of the issues they'd identified in the first part of the project. A month on, I caught up again with the team and learned more about a pocket full of sunshine, the concept they developed to encourage individuals to make positive change in their communities. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm delighted to be joined by Georgia, the functional skills tutor at Youthquake, and also Jamie, Tom, and Marcus. Welcome. I can't believe that we're here again, only a month since we last spoke, and you're going to be talking to us today about a pocket full of sunshine. And this is something that you were just developing the last time we spoke. I don't think it even had a name, but this is all about how you as individuals can create and encourage positive change in your community. And look how far you've got. So I know there's been huge developments, and I can't wait to hear more. So Jamie, COVID-19 has impacted our high streets, and it's led to many shops having to close. Can you tell me a bit more about how the pocket full of sunshine leads into your solution and what you've got planned?
Yeah, so our high streets have seen like a dramatic rise in derelict shops and buildings, which are usually an eyesore and not very attractive for like the public eye and people visiting. And of course, with an uprise of homelessness in our city, for example, In August 2020, 2,287 people were registered homeless in Liverpool. They remain unhoused and without any source of safety. So our solution is making use of those unappealing buildings and turning it into a homeless shelter for all our rough sleepers, either young or old. It will be a safe, welcoming, confidential environment where they can finally say they have a meaning in life.
Wow. Do you know what? I think, the title, A Pocket Full of Sunshine, and I think you just explained what the whole project is in one sort of paragraph there. Thank you, Jamie. And I'm sure you know the right to housing is a human right, and finding a solution to homelessness is absolutely vital. Why did you feel that this was an important issue for you as part of Youthquake to tackle? Tom?
Mainly because like homelessness has become pretty rampant since the pandemic has happened through last year, and pretty much this year is basically somewhat of us trying to fix up what happened last year with like the homeless rates going up and all that, and people losing their homes. So we're looking towards helping people who have been affected during this pandemic with like losing their homes, and that we've been able to help them get back on their feet with like helping them gain proper employment and being able to gain the confidence again to go back through gaining employment and being able to give them a home that they can stay in permanently.
It's just so impactful, and just everything that you're doing has got such valid purpose. So, and it's brilliant for me to hear from young people, our future leaders, our future innovators, that you're the ones making the change here for good. I think it's absolutely amazing, and big, massive global issues here you're dealing with on the Youthquake programme. What are the key skills that you've learnt enrolling in this programme? What do you think are the key things that you're now doing now that you never thought you would? Tom?
Just doing this sort of like project thing as a whole. I haven't particularly thought about doing anything like this before.
It's amazing. Jamie, what about you? How have you found the traineeship, and what have been the key skills that you've learned during the last, can't believe it's 7 weeks.
Well, I only just joined on week 5, I think it was. No, I think it was week 3. And straight away, I was just like welcomed with open arms. And I've learned so much, and especially with my confidence as well. They've helped me so much, and I can't thank them enough.
Well, I think you did say before that you felt a bit shy. Well, honestly, the way you've kind of talked about the high street, the way you've talked about the solution, I think that, this will only kind of help you as well. And how are you feeling about the Dragon's Cave? Because that's only a few weeks away. How are you feeling about that? Because this is such a brilliant project.
Yeah, I'm like so nervous, but I know like with my team, we've worked really hard on this, so it'll be so good, so excited.
What about you, Tom? How are you feeling about the cave?
Actually not too bad, considering I've done this before on the Princess Trust, so I feel like I'll be all right.
Ah, look at that. Double experience. It's fantastic. But it is absolutely brilliant to hear about the fantastic work you're doing. Georgia, you must be super proud of these guys on the Pocket Full of Sunshine project.
I'm absolutely over the moon with them in terms of the innovation and the invention of this project, and how widespread the impact it can achieve is something that is just outside of a lot of people's thought processes. And for these amazing young people to come along and say, this is what's happening right now, this is, we have vacant spaces in and around the city centre, and this could be an absolute template for other major cities around the country to adapt and take on and provide a solution for homelessness. It's so simple, but it's so effective and it's so impactful. And these amazing young people have thought about this within 7 weeks. Some people are still scratching their heads thinking about what we can do to reduce the impact of COVID-19, and these guys right here have done it in 7 weeks. So I am more than proud of them, and I think everyone at the Learning Foundry is super proud of them. We are just more than supportive of these projects. They're absolutely fantastic.
And I think this is where we were keen as kind of our Northern Power Futures to be able to amplify these voices, because it, now more than ever, it's really important that those people in positions of authority, those people in leadership in government, listen to the voices of our young people, because, as I echo what you say, Georgia, what these groups have come together and created the Impact Hub 555, this portable youth club, the Pocket Full of Sunshine, taking what is an existing challenge and an existing problem of a sort of demising high street and turning it into something that is really practical to solve a massive global crisis, is just totally inspiring. So Jamie, Marcus, it's been fantastic to speak with you today. I wish you the very best of luck and Impact Hub 55 with your Dragon's Cave in a few weeks. Great to speak to you. Good luck. Keep the good work going. You got this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A huge thank you to the young people who have taken part in this podcast and shared their amazing ideas and their own experiences of the Youthquake traineeship in partnership with Liverpool City Region Combined Authority and the Good Business Festival. It's really fantastic to see the growth of business ideas from start to finish and to hear about their passion for helping their community. To find out more about Northern Power Futures, head to northernpowerfutures.com. I'm Simone Roche. Please do join us again soon to hear some more inspiring stories. But for now, you've been listening to the Northern Power Futures podcast on What Goes On Media Production.